Hello everybody and welcome to a video that's probably quite well overdue, but it's being done now anyway. Europe is starting up in a couple of weeks and I've got my Champions Cup predictions all the way from the pool stage to the final. I have selected a winner. I've not gone that out there, but I've not gone that safe either. I've not predicted a La Rochelle Leinster final for the third year in a row. That is happening in the pool stage. It's one of the first games, I think. But no, I've not done that. I've gone out there. The system's changed a little bit, and there's a few things. So, for example, how many points and stuff you get matters, because they'll rank you off how good you are in your pool. So, all four teams that come top of their pool will be ranked, and so it does matter. So, there will be some teams who are in a tougher pool who I have given a lower ranking because they've got tougher games and probably won't win them by as many points difference as some of the other games. That is the reason. It's not because I think they're worse, I think it's just they've got tougher games. But yeah, let's get into it. If you're ready, smash the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff, and let's go. So, starting off at Pool 1. In 6th place of Pool 1, I have gone with Lyon. They've looked okay, nothing too special. If you give me a second, I'll pull up where they're on the top 14. I did look it all out, just can't remember off the top of my head. Lyon, they're sitting 3 wins from 8 games in the top 14, so not too good, to be honest with you. Not looking too solid for them. I think they will struggle, and they've got some solid teams in the pool. So yeah, just some bad form at the minute. 5th, we have gone with Bristol. Again, not too bad, and they're sitting, actually pretty bad. They're 2 wins from 7 in the English Premiership, which is a league that I do not think is on the level of the other 2 leagues at the minute. So yeah, so that'll be quite tough for them to come through from that. They're just, again, not looking too hot, and there is decent teams. 4th place, so the first team who will get knockout rugby from this pool is Bordeaux. I think that they will do well. They're not doing too bad. They're 4 from 8 in the top 14, which isn't awful. The 7th in the table, so about halfway. I think they will do enough that they'll squeeze past Bristol and Lyon and be looking okay there. In 3rd place, I have gone with Connacht. So yeah, 3rd I've got Connacht, who are currently 7th in the URC with 4 wins from 6 games, so not too bad from them so far. The URC seems to be pretty competitive, so that's actually a solid result for them. In 2nd place, I have gone with Saracens. Saracens are looking pretty solid. 2nd in the English Premiership, 5 from 7. They are looking pretty good. And then top spot. Now, if you know the pools, you'll know who's coming up, and I have gone with the Vodacom Bulls. Now, the big decider for this for me was Bulls are not playing Connacht, and they're playing Saracens in South Africa, which I think is a big one for them. We all know how good the South African teams are when they're in South Africa, and they're not playing Connacht, who'd be the only team who I think could give them a run, especially if it was in, now I know they've just smashed Connacht, but if it was in Ireland, I think Connacht could have taken them, but they're not playing them, so not worries. So that's my pool. So 1 Bulls, 2 Saracens, 3 Connacht, 4 Bordeaux, 5 Bristol, 6 Lyon. Moving on to Pool 2 now. Pool 2, in 6th I've gone with Cardiff. Yeah, they're in the Champions Cup due to a bit of a sneaky rule in the URC. You've got to feel for the Sharks, who should have been in it. Mind you, they probably won't be complaining in the challenge after the start to the URC they've had. But yeah, I don't quite think they're on the level of some of the other teams at the minute. They're not too bad. They have just beaten the Stormers, which was a good win for them. But yeah, I think that they're just slightly out. In 5th, I have gone with I have gone with Harlequins, which I think is a slightly out there pick. Not everyone would agree with me there, but I think there are other teams better. They're sitting, they're 5th in the Premiership, they're 4 from 7, so not too bad. But yeah, just looking at some of the other teams in there, it was kind of a 50-50 between them and Bath. I did side with Bath. I think Bath are on the up at the minute. I think they're starting to look pretty solid. And then in 4th, I have gone with Bath. As I said, it's a 50-50. These two teams, they're not playing each other, I believe. I could get that wrong, but I don't believe these two teams are playing each other, which is huge for that. Because they can't. I can't just say they'll beat each other. I'm just double checking that they're not. I don't think they are. They shouldn't be. No, they're not. So yeah, I've gone with Bath 4th. In 3rd, I'm gonna go with Racing. And Racing had a poor season last year, but they've managed to pick it back up again. They're 2nd in the top 14, 6 wins from 8 games, looking pretty solid. Yeah, not too bad from them. And then in 2nd, I've gone with Ulster. Ulster have looked really good this URC. They are 4th with 4 wins from 6 again. So again, looking solid from them. And then top, I've gone with Toulouse, who might not be doing as well in top 14. They're down, they're 6th, they're 5 from 8, so Racing are doing slightly better than them in the league. However, Toulouse are the Masters of Europe. I think that they're strengthening up. They've got really good players, Toulouse. I think they will do it, and they're not playing Racing. I think they might clean sweep everyone else. Yeah. So that's Pool 2. Cardiff, Quins, Bath, Racing, Ulster, Toulouse. Sorry, I'm muddling myself up here. I have written it down, I can't read. Pool 3. In 6th place, I've gone with Bayonne. I think I pronounced that wrong. Bayonne, I'm just going to call them Bayonne. Please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Haven't been hot at all in the start of this top 14. They are 3 wins in 8 games. Although the top 14 is incredibly tight. There's 4 points between them and Bordeaux in 7th. So, they're not doing that bad, but 3 wins from 8 games isn't that good. And I just think there's other good teams in there. In 5th, I've gone with Saints, who aren't looking too bad in the league. They're 6th, they're 4 from 7, so actually a positive win rate. But I just think they've got better teams in the league. I think they do. I'm not saying they're bad, I just think there's better. In 4th, similar, Exeter. I don't think Exeter are a bad team. I think they are doing better than Saints. They won't play Saints, obviously, but I think they are doing better. However, I think the next 3 teams are just better than them at the minute. In 3rd, I've gone with Toulon, who are 3rd in the top 14. Looking pretty solid for them. So yeah, no complaints. 5 wins from 8. Toulon are looking pretty solid. 2nd, Glasgow, who are top of the URC at the minute. 5 wins from 6 games, looking good. And then top, I've gone with Munster, who are 3 wins from 6 games, so not as good as Glasgow. However, they are not playing Glasgow, and I think Munster at home, they will start to get a bit of momentum going. They'll want to push for Europe this year. And yeah. So that's Pool 3. So 6th, Bayonne. 5 Saints, 4 Exeter, 3 Toulon, 2 Glasgow, 1 Munster. Going on to the final pool, the pool that we're all waiting for. In number 6, in pool 4, I've gone with Leicester. Leicester not doing so hot at the minute, are they? 3 wins in 7 games. And looking at the opponents they've got, they're going to struggle. They really are. And then in 4th, I've gone with Stade Francais. Top 14, sitting pretty good in the top 14. In 4th with 5 wins from 8. Yeah, pretty solid from Stade Francais. I just think there's better. 3rd, I've gone with the Stormers. I know they're struggling in the league. They're 12th in the league with 2 wins from 6. However, yeah, they're back in South Africa. They will be playing teams in South Africa. They're skipping probably the toughest game. They're playing they're skipping Leinster and playing La Rochelle in South Africa. So, they have a chance to do quite a lot here. I've gone 3rd for them. 2nd, I have, mentioning Leinster, gone with them. Wait a second. I've missed out Sale. Sale in 4th. Stade 5th. Leicester 6th. Yeah. I missed out Sale completely. I am sorry. I'm getting muddled up. Sale at top of the English Premiership. 6 wins from 5. Doing really well. I just think they're facing really, really tough teams, to be brutally honest with you. La Rochelle, who I know aren't doing too hot, but, they're going to push for 3 in a row. I think they are going to target Europe quite a lot, seeing how they're struggling in the league. And then Leinster and Stormers we all know how good both of them are. Yeah, so Sale 4th, Stormers 3rd, I've spoken about them. 2nd, Leinster. 2nd in the URC as well, 5 wins from 6 games. Excuse me. Yeah, sitting really, really comfortably are Leinster. They'll be annoyed they've lost the final to La Rochelle 2 years in a row, tightly. They'll want to finally get over this. And then top, I have gone with La Rochelle. They're 11th in the league. They're struggling in the league. They're 3 wins from 8 games, so I think they will target Europe quite a lot to try and get something from this season. Top 14 is really tight. They could win 1 game and shoot up to about 6th. So, they're not out of it, but they are starting to dwindle away a little bit. So I think they will push Europe. So that is 6 Leicester, 5 Stade Francais, 4 Sale, 3 Stormers, 2 Leinster, 1 La Rochelle. So, moving on to the knockouts. Now, how I have ranked these teams, because then we had to rank them. To be brutally honest, it was tough. I might have got a bit out just looking at the toughness of the games. So, round of 16, game 1 is Munster hosting Bordeaux. I think Munster's going to win that one. Munster at Thomond Park against Bordeaux should be a solid game for Munster. Next up, we've got Toulouse versus Sale. And I think Toulouse will take it. It's in France. Sale, they're looking good in the English Premiership, but as I've said, I think when it comes to Europe, the bigger dogs from the other teams are just better. Next up, Bulls are at home to Exeter. Bulls in South Africa. I can't see this going any other way but to them. Then we've got La Rochelle at home to Bath. Yes. I think La Rochelle will win that one. Bath will give them a game, but I think La Rochelle in France again will win it. Then we've got Ulster at home to Racing. So that could be a really solid game actually. Ulster at home to Racing. I have thought about it. It took quite tough, but I have actually given it to Ulster. that game. I think the Irish team will go on a little charge. Next up, Saracens are at home to Toulon, and I've actually given this to Toulon. A little bit of a shock. Yeah, I think Toulon are doing well at the minute, and I think Saracens will struggle in Europe. I don't know why, it's just a hunch. Then we've got Glasgow at home to Connacht. What a game that would be. I have given it to Glasgow. Glasgow at Scotstoun is a very, very tough team to go and beat. I know Connacht are the only team to beat Glasgow so far this season, but that was at the sports ground. I think at Scotstoun, Glasgow would win. And then the last game, Leinster at home in Ireland to the Stormers. I can only see this going to Leinster, unfortunately, for South Africans and Stormers. Yeah, it's just luck of the draw, I think, for a lot of these teams. So yeah, this puts quarter-final number 1, Munster versus Leinster at Thomond Park. What a game that'll be. And I've given it to Munster. I think Munster will be fired up. You know, they want to be pushing the semi-finals of Europe. I don't think they've made the semi-finals for a few years, so I think they will want to try and get something done. I think they will. You know, at home against your big rival. I think Munster will just be fired up for it. So, yeah. Next up, Toulouse at home in France against Glasgow. That could be a good game as well. That could be quite fast attacking. I've given it to Toulouse. I think Glasgow give them a game, but in France, Glasgow do struggle a little bit. So, yeah. And then, next game, we're back in South Africa. Bulls at home to Toulon. Again, Bulls are really, really good in South Africa, so I think they will take that one. And in the last game, La Rochelle against Ulster. A little bit out there. I know, maybe not everyone's pick. I've given Ulster the win. I have. I've gone with Ulster. I don't know why. Again, it's a little bit the same as the Saris Toulon. I'm not 100% sure why I've done it. I just felt like doing it, and it's my prediction, so I can do what I want. But yeah, I just feel like Ulster will do some. Ulster have been that team on the verge. They've not won much for a while. They've not really pushed too much past, you know, I don't think they've been in a final for 3 or 4 years. And they are good enough, so I think they will have a good push. Semi-finals of Europe. And then the semi-finals, another Irish derby at home for Munster as they face Ulster. And again, I think Munster will take it. So Munster will make the European final. Joining them, you will have Toulouse versus Bulls, but unfortunately for Bulls, it'll be in France, and we know how much the Bulls can struggle in Europe when they're playing in Europe. Not the tournament, when they're playing in the continent Europe. And I just think Toulouse will just, pip them. So that gives the final of Munster versus Toulouse. Neutral venue, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. Who have I given it to? Munster. Boom. I think Munster's going to win Europe. I know they're not doing amazing in the league at the minute. They've got 50% win rate, but I think they'll be fired up for Europe. You know, they've just done the league after 10 years of waiting. I think they will push Europe. They've got a good run. You know, if that comes true, they've got a couple of, if my knockouts were true, they've got a couple of really strong Irish derbies, so I think they will really push for. Munster to win Europe. Who would have thought? Me. I said I didn't want it to be boring. I didn't want to go too out there. I think Munster are a realistic option, but I didn't want to be boring and say another La Rochelle Leinster final. I wanted to throw a little bit in. But yeah, that's my predictions. You know, let me know yours if you agree with me of Munster winning. If you don't, let me know. It'll be interesting to see. And anyway, thank you very much for watching. I think this is one of the longest videos I've ever done, because that's us just hitting 20 minutes. So if you've stuck around, thank you very much. And yeah, please subscribe if you enjoyed, and until next time, I shall see you legends later, where I will do the challenge, and I'll use the teams that I've selected to drop down as the kind of drop downs for that, just, you know, to put a bit of consistency. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.